What's up guys, here Mox Gaming, your F2PS spokesperson. The global version of Seven Knights 2 has officially launched if you are looking for the best tier list and reroll guide, especially for beginners. This video will help you choose the right one, recommend watching repeatedly. If you find this video is helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe channel. In today's video, the tier list only include Mythic and Legendary Hero, not all. Secondly, this tier list provides user-friendly, comprehensive character evaluations for both early and late game phases. Now I shall provide in-depth review, and those into some key early game characters. Let's start with the B tier, being DPS hero status resistance and shield. Ming boosts his all status effect resistance and casts an unremovable shield equal to 500 of ATK, fortifying his defenses. Ming's passive skill, triggered every 2 attacks, decreases the target's ultimate skill gauge by 100 and increases the caster's ultimate skill gauge, emphasizing strategic skill timing. For recoveries, Ming recovers his HP by 34 of max HP, enhancing his sustainability in battles. A universal hero multi-target impacts. Baldur's skills are designed to impact multiple targets, making him effective in scenarios with clustered enemies, combining pulling, stunning, branding, and recovery rate reduction. Baldur offers versatile control options in battles. Stackable damage passive skill adds damage to all enemies within a circular range around the target with each basic attack, making him a consistent threat. JV, a formidable tank, showcases resilience and offensive capabilities. He turns invincible, inflicts burning damage, removes buffs, counters attacks with increased block rate, and possesses a revival ability. Kyle swiftly teleports to the target, unleashing formidable shield, ignoring damage, stealth mastery gains. Unremovable stealth for 10 second PvP when an ally or enemy is killed, ensuring strategic advantages. Crit rate amplifican. Staking fault buff overtime boosts crit rate proportionally to XP, optimizing critical hits. Scott, a tank class character, Scott combines damage dealing with defensive capabilities. AoE damage with burn effect, Scott's passive skill enhances his survivability and recovery in PvP battles. In PvP, defeating a target with this skill grants fixed recovery equal to 50 of Scott's max HP. The H-tier Axiom Nox, a universal class character, deals damage equal to 375 of ATTT2T to enemies within an ATM circular range while being unstoppable. He has a 100 chance of pulling enemies and a 60 chance of inflicting. Nox's passive skill removes stat decrease effects from allies, grants unremovable invulnerability to the caster and universal allies in PvP fields, and applies guaranteed block and a 30 chance of making enemy debuffs unremovable when they are inflicted with. Ophelia, a tank class character, utilizes invincibility to teleport to the target and deal damage in a circular range. In PvP, she inflicts all accuracy decrease to DPS targets, removes a zone around the target, and grants reflect to tank and support allies. Ophelia can summon a sanctuary in PvP for zone removal and offers damage received decrease to tank and support allies. Her passive skill reduces received damage over time and enemy ATK with 2 or more tank allies. Next, let's talk about a tier. Chris, a universal hero, combining damage, instant death threat, and survival tools. Chris offers strategic versatility in various scenarios. Debuff removal. Chris's immortality state is accompanied by the removal of debuffs, providing a clean slate for continued combat. With a passive skill, Chris becomes immortal when his HP drops to 10 or below, enhancing survivability in critical situations. Karma, a versatile universal hero, excels in debuff removal and damage dealing, with a focus on protection and utility, crit damage resistance. Passively applies crit damage resistance to all allies, bolstering the team's resilience against critical hits. The hero's passive skills focus on supporting the entire team by resisting critical damage and providing guaranteed block. Volt Zi excels as a DPS hero, delivering potent attacks to enemies. Def specialist, self-recharge, extended debuffs, utilizes to prolong the duration of debuffs, enhancing crowd control effects. Carl Heroine, a ranged class character, single target damage. Carl's attack extends to all targets in a circular range around the main target. Zone creation, a 100 chance of creating a zone enhances Carl's battlefield control. In PvP battles, Carl gains unremovable stealth at the start of combat. The passive skill deals additional def, ignoring damage every 4 basic attacks. Brands Aegis et Bransel, a universal class character, charges at the target, dealing 300 ATK damage to all enemies within an ATM circular range. In PvP, there's a 100 chance to pull and inflict invincibility block, along with a 60 chance to stun. Upon enemy death in PvP, grants OS skill damage boost to allies, and on enemy revival, provides debuff immunity. The AoE skill damage boost acts. Ian, a support class character, he provides recovery to allies, resets his mystical ink skill cooldown, and activates alchemy in a 6M circular range in PvP. His passive skill reduces damage received when an ally gains a recovery buff. recovers def for tank, support, or DPS allies, and grants ultimate skill gauge decrease resistance after being hit 10 times in PvP. Ian also boosts the def of all allies. Luki, a ranged class character, inflicts def ignoring damage and paralysis in a circular range. He adds an unremovable Joker effect to the ally with the highest ATK. Luki's passive skill provides an unremovable shield to himself at the start of battle and boosts the ultimate skill gauge of all allies in PvP fields. Neburos, a universal class character, deals damage to enemies in a circular range, inflicting additional damage, knockdown, and cooldown increase. His basic attack also deals damage and has a chance of unremovable all resistance decrease. Neburos provides an unremovable shield to himself and universal allies in PvP every 20 seconds. Colt, a ranged class character, teleports to the target and inflicts def ignoring damage equal to 1050 FK. Additionally, he deals 13,500 fixed damage to all targets in a straight line ahead of the caster. In PvP fields, Colt's passive skill removes debuffs when disabled, grants stealth and damage immunity for 6 sec, and provides the dancing bullet effect after every 5 basic attacks, along with evasion upon using skills. Evan, a DPS character. Evan's abilities combine damage, control, and supportive effects for versatile gameplay. Evan resets all skill cooldowns with the attack. The passive skill provides AoE damage received decrease to DPs and support allies, along with an AT key increase proportional to def for Evan. And then S tier. Ryan, class ranged. Ryan's combination of damage and debuff capabilities offers a strategic advantage in battles, especially against buff-dependent foes. Reen's kit provides a mix of damage and utility, making her versatile in various combat scenarios. Buff removal and blinding effects contribute to the hero's ability to tactically disrupt opponents, turning the tide of battle. DOO Universal Hero. Invincibility debuff zones exhibits versatile capabilities by turning invincible, creating a debuff zone. In addition, boss-specific damage, dealing substantial damage with a unique boss-related effect. Finally, ultimate skill gauge boost. His survival instinct activates immortality and boosts the ultimate skill gauge when HP is critically low. A tank hero, invincibility and Link. Rudy becomes invincible and links all allies, enhancing their durability in battle. He has unremovable shield and passively, Rudy reduces the debuff duration for all allies every 10 hits, enhancing the team's resilience. Increases his all-status effect resistance with each 10 hits, making him more resistant to various debuffs. And team support. Linking allies and providing shields contribute to Rudy's role as a team supportive tank. Rudy's special skill is particularly effective when facing bosses, delivering both damage and debuffs. Varian, a DPS class character, deals shield ignoring damage and adds extra def ignoring damage if the target is branded. In PvP, Varian gains unremovable debuff immunity and can remove buffs from enemy universal targets. His passive skill activates when his HP falls below 50, recovering max HP, boosting at spree TEP, and dealing additional shield ignoring damage to branded targets with basic attacks. Fine, a support class character, deals damage equal to 60 of AT to all enemies within a 6M circular range every 2 SEC for 10 SC, along with a def decrease. In PvP fields, she creates a zone that inflicts the seal effect. Her passive skill grants an unremovable ultimate skill gauge recovery rate decrease to targets in the same row in PvP fields and provides an act boost to all allies. Additionally, in PvP, she offers a crit damage boost effect proportional to a Lotta. A universal class character, Lotta provides an act PS speed increase to all allies. Lotta's passive skill heals allies by 153 a def every 3 attacks. The turbulent Golden Dragon's Vein skill cooldown resets with each ultimate skill use. In PvP, Lotta gains unremovable recovery rate increase when HP is 50 or lower every 5 seconds. Delance. A DPS character, Delance's skills provide damage, utility, and survival advantages in PvP scenarios. In PvP, Delance recovers HP by 100 of damage dealt. Passive skill applies dealt damage increase to all allies if 2 or more are DP. In PvP, if nearby allies are killed, Delance gains damage immunity, resets Shadow of the Grim Reaper, and applies an unremovable act boost. Spike. A tank class hero, Spike combines crowd control resistance, damage, and survivability, making him a versatile tank hero. Passive skill triggers immortality, reduces skill cooldown by 15 seconds, and increases freeze accuracy when HP drops to 70 or below. Spike's passive skill reduces skill cooldown, enhancing his ability to use skills more frequent. Clemeth. A support class hero, excels in reducing skill cooldowns for allies, excluding tanks and support types. She has the ability to revive one target, and, on PvP fields, increases the ultimate skill gauge of the revived target if it's not a tank or support type. Her passive skill grants a shield to all allies and provides cooldown increase immunity through a default buff over time. Ace, a universal hero. Ace combines AoE damage, crowd control, and team utility, making him versatile in various battle scenarios. Invincibility and AUI damage, knockdown, and charge attack, With Stunning Effect passively, Ace increases the accuracy rates of all allies, enhancing their effectiveness in combat. A-tier support's Accuracy Boost contributes to the overall effectiveness of the team, ensuring attacks land with precision. Evan, a universal hero. Evan's skills allow for strategic play, disrupting opponents and contributing to the team's success. Survivability and damage combos. The combination of invincibility and high damage output makes Evan a formidable force on the battlefield. The Stunning Effect and buff removal add strategic elements to Evan's toolkit, making him valuable in control tactics. Shane, a potent DPS hero, specializes in targeted attacks, buff removal, and gains power over repeated attacks. Her skills are enhanced when facing bosses. The stacking nature of Shane's passive skill rewards a strategic approach, encouraging players to plan and execute attacks for maximum effect. Shane's skills make her a versatile option, suitable for both regular battles and boss encounters. Cosette, the emphasis on targeted enemies and recovery rate reduction, suggests a strategic role, disrupting enemy healing and focusing on priority targets. Versatile utility, Cosette combines high damage output with strategic utility, making her effective in various combat scenarios. Yeon Hee, a ranged hero, unleashes a powerful barrage of attacks, becoming unstoppable and applying received damage decrease. She deals def, ignoring damage to all enemies in a wide range, with additional damage proportional to lost HP. Her passive skills provide immunity to ultimate skill gauge, decrease, and periodic invincibility in PvP, along with buffs upon enemy demise. Finally, let's talk about SS tier. Platin belongs to the universal class, showcasing versatility in his abilities. Platin's skill transforms him into an unstoppable force, delivering damage in a straight line ahead of him. Platin's skill set combines offensive capabilities with strategic utility, making him a valuable asset in various scenarios. Tailors his passive skill to benefit the team by providing an AT boost to ranged allies and a crit damage boost to DPS allies. Yuri class ranged. Yuri's charm effect can be strategically used to control enemy movements and actions during battles. The revival benefits add a layer of sustainability, ensuring Yuri remains a potent force in prolonged engagements. Versatile utility. Combining damage, crowd control, and boss suppressing abilities, Yuri offers versatile utility in various situations. Yuri's suppression, Express Purification skill unleashes a massive 2250 TTEUO at damage on bosses, potentially applying a status effect. Mythic Ace, class DPS featuring AoE mechanism, inflicts unremovably 3 times buff removal and transforms into an awakened state with additional damage over time. His passive skill deals damage and decreases def in PvP. In PvP, Ace applies all around. Detect and debuff duration increase to himself and allies. Eileen class tank, once on the brink of death, experienced a transformation imbued by Karl Heron and Javiv, becoming the immortal Lightning Empress. In her rebirth, she wields immense power, dealing AoE damage, causing shock, and disrupting enemies' ultimate skill gauges. Eileen, with a mix of invincibility and unstoppability, brings defensive benefits to allies. Her passive skills involve reducing shock resistance, granting transformation upon revival in PvP, and dealing extra damage to shocked enemies. Rudy, a universal class hero, boasts powerful crowd control and support capabilities. When unstoppable, he delivers substantial AoE damage, inducing fear and potential instant death. In PvP, Rudy showcases his reviving prowess. His passive skills introduce the God of Madness effect, damage received decrease, and ultimate gauge recovery rate reduction for enemies in transformed states. Rachel, a DPS hero, brings fiery destruction to her foes. While unstoppable, she delivers potent ignoring damage with a fixed damage component, inflicting knockdown and unremovable burn. Her passive skills synergize with burn effects, reducing ultimate skill gauge, dealing additional damage, and providing significant healing. PvP IPP, Rachel's abilities are amplified, doubling damage to burn targets and spreading unremovable burn to nearby enemies. Sustainable Carnage, Rachel's healing mechanism, recovering HP equal to 100 of damage dealt, adds sustainability to her aggressive playstyle. And then let's talk about Reroll Guide. You could reroll again if you haven't get the character you wanna. Follow my perform, launch 7 Night 2 on your device, and log in as guest. Of course, you can choose to bind your account to receive a 30 rubies reward. Honestly, this reward isn't very enticing. After that, complete the tutorial, which only takes about 10 minutes to unlock the summon system. Click on Hero Summon and complete the free pull. After the free pull, open your mail, and the system will gift you a legendary hero selection ticket for free. If you haven't looked at any tier lists before, I recommend clicking the Analysis UI button in the top right corner to see the best team build suggested by the system. So I chose Ace. In addition to this, the system will give you 2,000 rubies, allowing you to make around 20 initial pulls. So if you get the mythic heroes you want, you can fully enjoy the satisfaction on your team. But hey, if you're not satisfied with your gacha results, don't worry. You can click on the square U. In the top left corner of the screen, find the option button, click on Account, then choose Log Out. Now, you will return to the game login interface. You can choose to click reset, then delete all data and reroll again. Pet summon, equipment summon, jewel summon, and hero summon. I recommend investing all your rubies in hero summon. Firstly, the importance of heroes exceeds that of pets. Equipment and jewels, especially in gacha games where the diversity of characters is a key focus for every player. Secondly, all heroes are great and you can build teams around them that will carry you through the game. Although the gacha rate for hero summon is low, it offers better value compared to the other 3 banners. The probability of pulling mythic heroes is similar to that of pet summon, and in hero summon, you can strategize between normal and setup options. I suggest putting your rubies into the setup option first because here you can pull mythic heroes. Even though the game has a pity system, it's not very friendly for F2P players. When you complete 140 pulls in setup, you are guaranteed to get a legendary or higher hero. However, if you choose Mythic Ace, the probability of pulling Ace is only 5. To be honest, the chances of getting Ace are slim unless you're exceptionally lucky. When it comes to gacha rates for Hero Summon banner, you've got a 0.2 rate for Mythic Heroes, a 0.4 rate for Legendary Plus Heroes, a 0.66 rate for Legendary Heroes, a 2 rate for Rare Plus Heroes, a 30 rate for Greater Heroes, and a 59.6 rate for Common Heroes. This summon rate can be considered the lowest among all recent games I ever played, which is not very friendly for F2P players. However, if you're not aiming for Mythic Heroes and just want to experience the gameplay, it's still worth playing. In addition to the lowest gacha rates, the installation package size is excessively large, exceeding 11 gigabytes. If your phone's memory is insufficient, it may impact the gaming experience. Fortunately, during the game download, there is a gacha minigame to try out. However, after downloading the game resources, the loading time is excessively long. If it weren't for the attraction of the 7 Nights IP, many players might lack the patience to wait. Additionally, there are instances of lag during the installation process, requiring exiting the game and attempting to log in again for improvement. If developers don't optimize and address these issues promptly, the game's conversion rate is likely to be very low, leading to the loss of many players interested in this theme. Well, the above 7 Nights 2 best tier list and reroll guide, I've provided timestamps in the description. If you find the video is helpful, don't forget to subscribe channel. See you next video.